Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and bring you a new variant Sudoku every day. Today I'm bringing you a puzzle set, except I'm bringing you half of a puzzle set. Today I'm doing Rotato Potato by Scojo, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing Rotato Potato by Scojo. And I'll explain that in a moment. But this is a set of two puzzles by Scojo that use the killer cage constraint and the X-sum constraint. And this puzzle's been set in a very strange way, such as when you open the link below, and it won't be in the description above, or I'll mention it in the link in the description, but I won't provide the link to the puzzle, though I will provide the link to Logic Masters Germany, where all of the links are provided. This puzzle can be solved two different ways. If you rotate this grid 180 degrees, this puzzle is also solvable that way. And that's what my feature is going to be tomorrow. So apparently this puzzle can be rotated 180 degrees and is still solvable. So today I'm going to do Rotato Potato, and tomorrow I'm going to do Rotato Potato, which will be the rotated version of the grid. There's two ways of doing this puzzle, and I'm going to do both, one per day. So how do the actual constraints in the grid work? The killer cage and the X-sum constraints work. So first thing, of course, is normal Sudoku rules apply. So we've got in every box, in every row, and in every column, we have to place the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. The cages are killer cages, often just called cages these days, which are the digits that are placed in the cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Now, it doesn't state it in the rules of the puzzle, but it is generally known that you cannot repeat digits within a cage. So it might be possible to fill this cage with 3s and then 1 and 5. That's legal by Sudoku. I'm going to assume, even though it doesn't state in the rules, that that is not possible in this puzzle. It's not stated in the rules provided by Scojo, but that is normal killer Sudoku or cage Sudoku rules, is you cannot repeat digits. Oh no, it does say digits in a cage do not repeat. I'm sorry, I missed that. Digits cannot repeat, so this would not be a legal way of doing it. I'm sorry. The rules are really small on my screen for this puzzle for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. So I missed it. This is why I bullet point my rules above, and they're bullet pointed in the puzzle as well. Rather than do just a block of text, it makes them easier to read, but I missed that. I'm sorry. I set all this up a couple of hours ago. And then there's the X-sum rules, which is the clues outside the grid give the sum of the first X digits seen from the clue where X is the first digit seen. Well, what does that mean? So let's say this digit here was a 4. That would mean those 4 digits there would have to sum to 22. If this was a 5, then those 5 digits would have to sum to 22. Similarly, if this was a 2, then those 2 digits would have to sum to an 8. If that was a 3, then those 3 digits would have to sum to 8. Whatever the first digit is saying how many cells have to sum to the digit that is given. A little bit weird. If you haven't seen it before, it can take a bit to wrap your head around because you're playing with a variable number of digits that have to sum, but that's the way the puzzle works. As I said, tomorrow you'll be seeing the same grid flipped upside down. Let's restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Link below to both where this puzzle and to the Logic Master Germany page, which has both, but tomorrow I will bring you the other puzzle. Did I restart? I did. I've restarted, so let's give this a shot. So often with X-sums, what you want to do is start with what can these first digits be? And there's a couple of tricks you can use to do that. First one is it can never be a 1 unless the clue is a 1. Because if it was a 1, it's summing the one cell, which is the 1. So it has to be the 1. I can't make it 2 cells long to get to the 8, so it's just a 1. So it can't be a 1 unless the clue is a 1. And if the clue is a 1, it is a 1. So it could be 2. With 2 and 6, it could be 3. It can't be 4 because the minimum that 4 cells could be would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4 sums to 10. So this can only be 2 or 3. The same is true here. This has to be 2 or 3 because if it was a 4, the minimum it could sum to would be 10. Now, when you get into larger values, it starts being a little bit more tricky. So if this was a 3, then now you can do 21 in 3 cells, but you can't do a 321 X-sum, I don't think, because if this is a 3, what's the minimum these 2 cells could be? Well, the minimum they could be would be 8 and 9, which is 17. sorry, maximum they could be, it'd be 8 and 9. 3, 8 and 9 is 20, not 21. So this has to be a minimum of 4. But if this is a minimum of 4 in the 5 cage, this has to be 4 and 1. So this is 4 and 1 because I can't put a digit higher than 4 in a 5 cage. So I can start using the killer constraint straight away. Wasn't going to do that, but this could have been higher than 4 to do the 21. Couldn't have been higher than 6 though, because if you add 6 digits together, the minimum they could be is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 21. So this was either 4, 5, or 6, but I can't put 5 or 6 into a 2-cell 5 cage. This one is also going to be restricted in a similar, in fact, I think it's restricted in exactly the same way. 21 can't be done in 3. So this, by the 5 cage, has to be lower than 5. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't do 21 in 1, I can't do 21 in 2, and I can't do it in 3 because then those 2 digits there would have to sum to 18 and the minimum they can sum to is 17. So this is 4, whoops, not there, 4 and 1. And now those digits, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. This is a 4, so those digits there have to sum to 17. But we know those 2 digits there sum to 8. So we've got 12 already. That needs to make up the difference between the 12 we've got in those 4 cells and the 21. That's a 9. Okay. Now, do we need, in this 12 cage, do we need a 1? Because now we can't put a 1 in any of those cells. If we don't have a 1, the minimum that could go in the cage would be 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is 5 plus 9, which is 14. So we need a 1 in this cage, and it must go there. That's going to restrict this 6 cage, which, oh, this 6 cage was already restricted. But I can now look at this 6 cage, because how do you do 6? You could do 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3 doesn't work. And this can't be 1, 5 anymore. So this is 2, 4. So this is 2 and 4. But how do we do this 12 sum now? How do we do this 12 sum? Because this can't be 1, 2, and I can't do, right, it can't be 1, 2, or 4. And it can't do 12 in 5 because the minimum 5 digits could be is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is 15. So this has to be a 3. 3 and 2 is 5. So to get to 12 in this digit, this becomes a 7. And those now sum to 12. 7 and 3 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Now these digits are now known. Well, how do I do the 11? I can't do 9 plus 2. I can't do 8 plus 3. I can't do 7 plus 4. This is 5 or 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8, 9 pair. 9 is down in one of those by Sudoku now, which means this is the 8 and this is the 9. I could have resolved it by that one as well. Unfortunately, I saw it this way. I can't put 9 in a 2-cell 6 cage. I can't put 9 in a 6 cage, even if it was a 1-cell 6 cage. Okay. These cages are known. These are 1, 5, 2, 4 because they're the only digits that can make up a 2-cell 6 cage. And this can't be 1 or 4 because there's already a 1, 4 in the box. So this can't be 1, so this can't be 5, and this can't be 4, so this can't be 2. Oh, and the 1 looks across. This is 4 and 2. So 2 and 4 comes out of here. This is 1, 5. So what goes into the 11 cage? It could never have been 1. Actually, that's not that restricted. But if this is 2, maybe. But if this is 3, how do I make 3? If this is 3, those 2 digits there would have to sum to 6, which would make them 1, 5, which they can't be now. So if this was a 3, those 3 digits would have to sum to 9. So those 2 digits there, this being a 3, would have to sum to 6. And the only way of summing to 6 is with 1, 5 or 2, 4. But I couldn't use 1, 5 because then those 3 cells in the box would be from the same 2 digits, 1 and 5. And if it was 2, 4, I'd break that. So this can't be a 3. This is 2, which means this cell has to make up the difference to get to 9. That becomes the 7. Now this 8 cage, I can't use 1, 7. I can't use 2, 6. This becomes 3, 5. Because 4, 4 is blatantly crazy. These digits sum to 11. Or am I using these digits? There's lots of ways of doing this, I think. 9 is in one of those 2. So that, can that be 2, 3, 4? 4 with 3, 2, maybe? So these have to sum to 11. So if I don't put a 2 in this, 3, 4, 5 is 12. So there must be a 2 in here. And then I've got 2 more digits that need to sum to 9. Because I've already got 3. I could use 3, 6 or 4, 5. But I can't put 4 in any of those cells. So this is 1, 2, 2, 3, 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3. So 7 and 8 are in those. So 8 is in one of those two. Oh, this is just the 7 now. I can't put 7 in here because then the other 3 digits would have to sum to 5. Putting 7 in one of those two. 2, 6 would make that the 3. 5, 1, 5, maybe. If this is a 3, what do these need to be? They'd need to be 2 digits summing to 5. If this is a 3, these would need to be 2 digits summing to 5. Well, I couldn't use 1, 4 and I couldn't use 2, 3. That doesn't work. This is 2 and 6, which means this is the 3. 3 comes out of those. This is the 5. This is the 1. This is the 5. The 2, 6 means that can't be a 2 or a 6, but this box needs 2, 6 and 8. So that's the 8. That's not the 8. The 2 looks like making that the 6, that the 2, that the 6. And this seems to be working. The 5 makes that the 3. There's a triple left in this column. 3, 6, 9. There's no 9 or 3 there. That's the 6. This becomes 3, 9. If this is a 3, this has to be an 8. If this is a 9, this has to be a 2, and it can't be. That's 3, 8. That's the 9. This is cool. I haven't put a 1 in column 5, so this is a triple. 4, 6, 8, and there's no 8 there, and there's no 6 there. I can do math in row 8 because this entire row must sum to 45. I probably could have done this earlier. The entire row must sum to 45 because in the row we're putting all of the digits from 1 to 9 and all of the digits from 1 to 9 sum to 45. So if I know that, but I know these cells sum to 12 and these cells sum to 9, what these digits have, and 12 plus 9 is 21. I could have started with this. These digits here sum to 21. 45 minus 21 is 24. So those 3 cells have to sum to 24. The largest 3 Sudoku digits, 7, 8, 9, sum to 24. So these always had to be 7, 8, 9. That's the 8, which means that's the 4, that's the 6. Could have started with that. This 6 looks like making that the 5 and that the 6. Now, here we go. This is also cool. Those 4 digits sum to 21. So I've got 21 plus another 15 gets me to 36 plus 8 gets me to 44. That's the 1. And these, because I need to get to 45 again. So these are 5, 9. And if I add 4, 5, 9 and 3, well, 4 and 5 is 9 plus 9 is 18 plus 3 is 21. That works. Can I resolve the 5, 9 yet? Not sure. 2 and 3 are in those cells by Sudoku. This is a 6, 9 pair by Sudoku because 6 and 9, 6 and 9, 6 and 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8 go into those. This is 5, 7 and the 5, 8 pair makes that the 7 and that the 5. Okay, so these are actually 2, 3. Oh, they're just 1, 2, 3. And there's no 1 there and there's no 2 there. So these are 4, 7 and 8 and there's no 8 there. Okay, this hasn't been done yet. This has. This has. This is the only XSum clue that hasn't been done, and those digits there need to sum to 22. Now, I've already got 11, so these digits need to sum to another 11. But that digit there is is actually quite restricted. It's only from 3, 7, 8, or 9. Now, but these have to sum to 11. So if this was a 7, with the minimum of that being 4, I'd already be at 11 and that would have to be at 0. This has to be the 3. So now I've got 14. These have to sum to 8. So I can't use 8, 0, and I can't use 4, 4. So it's 7 and 1, which makes that the 3 and that the 2. That's really nice. The 7 makes that the 4 and that the 8. And I've done all the X sums. The only thing I haven't done now is the killer clues and the Sudoku. This is actually quite an easy puzzle so far. 7, 8, 9 not done in the row. But easy puzzles don't mean they're bad. The 8 and the 9 already in the column makes that the 7, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 8. I like a good easy puzzle sometimes. 4, 5, 8. 4 and 8 in the column makes that the 5, taking the 5 out of those. The 8 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 8. The triple here is 1, 5, and 7. The 1 and the 5 in row 7 already makes that the 7. This becomes 1, 5. This digit is known. It's a 3. And this is a triple. These have to sum to 9. So it's either 1, 8, which it can't be. So it's 5 and 4, making this the 1. These are 2 and 9, and the 2 is making that the 9 and that the 2. These digits here, which are 1, 2, and 6, fortunately sum to 9. There's no 1 in either of those, so that becomes the 1, and the 6 looks down, making that the 2 and that the 6. 4, 5, and 7 go in. There's no 4 in either of those, so that's the 4. Not sure about the 5, 7 yet. These are 3, 8, and 9. There's no 3 there. There's no 8 there. Something will resolve this. These are 2, 3, and 7. There's 2 and 7 makes that the 3, taking 3 out of those. The 3 takes the 3 out of there. That makes this an 8, 9 pair, making that the 3. Okay, something will resolve this. The 6 looks up, making that the 9, making that the 6. The 9 looks down, making that the 8 and that the 9. The 8 looks up, making that the 5 and that the 8. The 5 looks down, making that the 7 and that the 5. The 7 looks up, making that the 2 and that the 7. The 5 looks up, making that the 9 and that the 5. And that is the solution to Rotato Potato. It's had 62 solves in 100 days. We can definitely get that one higher. And I thought that was a really, really nice puzzle for a good introduction to X sums. X sums could be really tricky, and this one did a good job of getting the constraint rolling. Now, one of my testers told me that they struggled with one of the puzzles. Now, I don't know if they were just having a bad day or anything, and I don't know which puzzle that they said they struggled with. I'm hoping it was the second one. So it's possible that tomorrow's puzzle will be a little bit more tricky. We will find out together, well, for me in a few hours, and for you in about 24. Or if you're looking at this as days afterwards, then straight away if you wish. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. Lots and lots of puzzles in the backlog, nearly 1,600 now, not including all the unlisted stuff and the puzzle pack stuff, which is available on the links to the puzzle pack stuff below. There's a lot of puzzles available, and other channels as well that are publishing stuff almost every day. Hope you're enjoying the puzzle world, and as always, good luck with your solving.